let's get cracking.
Hey everybody, what's up? Thank you for joining. So let's see who's in here right now. Flicking Bollocks. How many times DD visited Ben Hill Road before summer went? We're trying to find that out. I don't have the exact answers for that, but we are trying to figure that out by, listening to all the commentary and interviews he did, which I found some stuff and I was able to put a lot of stuff together that people wanted to see. Hey, what's up, Aaron Chase, Danielle Pike, Little Miss Sunshine, Ivy's mom. Okay, Small Fries, how are you doing? So I went and I was able to go through and find the stuff about the missing child insurance. I found the live stream I did on it. We're going to watch everything you need to know about the Seventh-day Adventist Church and things that people might not know about them. It looks to be like it's going to be another one of those lives. Like every time I get to the meat and potatoes, as a lot of creators say, I find it and then you don't have anybody to watch the live stream. So that's okay. Hold on one second. Let's read some mails. It's late, man. This is different. This is not a usual live for me, but this is about the only time I've been able to have some free time to do a live. It's late in the afternoon. Hey, Patty Barnett. Hey, Michelle Davis. Allie will be here shortly. So let's just get into it. We're gonna first watch what I wanted to get out of the way before we go any farther is watching Don Wells when he's on the behavior panel and what he says about David Dotson. So I went and found that first. And I think that will be a very interesting thing for everybody to hear. If you didn't pay attention to it the first time, this will be a good refresher course. So, all right, here we go. Move everything out of my way here so I can pause and mute. All right, so
what that whole thing was. I'm facing 10 years minimum mandatory, and I said, Your Honor, please OR me. I'm begging you. And you know that man OR'd me.
Wow.
I know.
So what's an OR for someone
on recognizance, no bond, just promise to appear, and I couldn't believe that, but that man OR'd me. Yeah. He sure did.
Yeah. You got blessed.
Yeah.
Somebody's looking out for you.
Yeah. So I was able to get a gunsmith. They told me to get a gunsmith and show them that was a black powder gun, which I was able to do. So they dropped it all down to a misdemeanor, and I was so happy. I was like, please let me sign it before they change their mind.
Yeah.
I'm sure that didn't fix the problem with you and Candace, though.
Well, no. I mean, that night, Candace's mother told him pack his stuff up and get out of there and leave. And so she hauled him out of there that night.
And how long ago was it? About a year, you said?
Yeah.
You've seen him again?
Huh?
Have you seen him since?
No.
How old is he about?
I have no idea.
all right, yeah, Aaron Chase, that would be awesome. I'd love to do a follow-up with the behavior panel and just to see what they, what their thoughts are now about some things. If you don't know and you haven't been following us for a while, Aaron Chase here, she reached out to us before anybody about, connecting Don and the behavior panel. So this interview right here could happen. We ended up not being able to do it for her, but she got a hold of somebody who did, and it all came together the way it was supposed to. But thank you, Aaron. That would be awesome. Hey, what's up, Mystic Rogue? All right. Hey, Farmer to Win. Exactly, Lynetta Williams. Prayers for summer. Okay, Mystic Rogue, what are you saying? I so believe David Dotson. Okay. Well, you might not if you watch. There's 2 parts prior to this, and if you just now are catching in, or coming in on this, you might want to go back and watch those. So I'm going to continue with this.
20s, 40s.
40. Yeah.
Has Candace talked to him since?
No, she didn't want nothing to do with him. It's just, she was just trying to make me jealous to come back home.
Okay.
Because I was trying to talk them into moving back to Utah.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to do. I had a good job up there, and I wanted to sell the property and move back up there, but she didn't want no part of it. So she won, I guess.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
But that's fine. As long as she loves me, that's all good.
So did this guy have anything, did he ever interact with Summer?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, I'm sure they did. I mean,
Oh, okay.
How long was he there?
Sorry.
I
Mystic Rogue, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. Yeah, I think he's a person of interest, and I think he shouldn't have been dismissed as early as he is. And thank you for that comment. I read it wrong, but jumped to conclusions. But why did he disappear? Why become a member of a church? I think you have to pay membership fees or whatever. I know that some churches want you to put your bank account information so that you can, automatically tithe every month, and they take it out of your account. So why do all that just to leave? Strange. And then, last night we went over, Robin saying to Chris McDonough that she arrived later than David Dotson. He was already out at the property and had been up at the house and came back down. But in reality, they rode together out there. So very strange. I'm trying to get, so what we're looking at right here, everybody, Ruby Slippers, I saw you come in. We are listening to what Don Wells says about David Dotson to the behavior panel. And I was in the middle of trying to find that part of it when it was time to go live. So we're going to do it together. And then I have the other video of all the research I did quite a few months back on the SDA church in Kingsport and the World SDA website where they offer the insurance for a missing child. And they just started the missing children drills in 2021, and then Summer goes missing. Just strange stuff, and I'm gonna show you. Hey, what's up, Murray? Here we go.
Allie, when I went to Utah, they went out of state, but Allie and them wanted to spend some time with them, and they moved, all their kids in there for a few days and had their fun or whatever they did. I don't know. And so everything was fine up to the point that I don't know what happened between Allie and that dude. I have no idea, but she dumped him off there and left.
So I'm going some more hard questions for you. Did you have anything at all to do with your daughter's disappearance?
Sir?
Did you have anything to do with Summer's disappearance?
No, sir.
Do you have any idea where she might be?
I wish to God I did. If I did, we'd go get her. I'd call TBI or whatever and say, look, I did this, I did that, I messed up. Can we please go get her now? I would have done that a long time. I would have done that day one.
Do you have any
No
reason?
point in lying.
Do you have any reason to believe your wife knows anything?
No, I don't think so at all. She's too tore up.
Do you think she'd tell you if she did?
Yeah.
If she been in a state where you could ask her that and she may not remember if you were.
I've asked her many times, what about this? What about that?
What about what?
You know, like, what about her mother? You know, and then this or that. And what about this person? Or her mother's ex lover or something. I asked her that the other night, and she's already in an old folks home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she loved her daughter. There's no way.
Yeah. So what do you think happened to her?
She was kidnapped.
I think there's something that you did that caused somebody.
Well, with criminals, you don't really have to do anything. And I don't, you know, this has been brought up before. You know, maybe I owed some drug debt or something. I'm like, I got money in the bank. I don't need, you know, no.
Who would think you have a drug debt?
I have no idea. Well, this is what TBI asked me.
Sure. They're going to look at every step.
Right.
Yeah. So you're
At the
What does Candace have to say that I'm a liar for? You sold your soul. I never said that Summer wasn't wearing that coat that day. I never said that. I said it is irrelevant because you would think that law enforcement would have went over it if it had any kind of stains on it on the 15th, 16th, the 13th day. Search for Summer. They searched the trucks. If they thought something was a blood stain on a seatbelt or a jacket, it would have been looked into thoroughly. What we see is a shadow on those items. I never said that coat wasn't worn by Summer that day. I said it's probably irrelevant. They got their scent for the dogs to have located Summer's footprints on the 19th. And so, I mean, I don't understand what the big fuss is. They had a good scent source for the dogs to locate Summer's scent on the footprints on the other two properties. So, you know, I don't know what the big deal is. I'm just saying that the code is pretty irrelevant when the Amber Alert from the TBI, and I'm sure before they put their information out on the Amber Alert nationwide, that they have a pretty good idea of what Summer was wearing when she disappeared. Pink shirt, gray pants, and believed to be barefoot. Yeah, Patty Barnett. Candace alluded that it was a new outfit, but it was in Grandma's truck, and I don't know if it was bought at Walmart or where, but it had been in her truck for a while, which would have, you know, whoever's scent's in that truck. And the dogs were kept in the Suburban, the green Suburban that was on the property. So, I mean, I don't understand. Candace said you were a liar. What am I a liar about? Waiting for your answer. All right, so we're going to move on.
At the time, I had $3,000 in the bank. Why would I?
Yeah. So you think somebody got her?
For sure.
How would they do it, do you think?
It'd be easy enough to sneak up that dog trail and stay hidden in the tree line. You wouldn't hardly be able to notice anybody there, especially if they had camo on.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't even see them. And it just have to wait for the right second for someone to step out that door or go into the basement or whatever. Our neighbors, you know, at that time heard a scream. She thought it was a really weird scream, like somebody had her mouth covered the whole time and she was trying to catch a breath, kind of a scream. She could scream loud.
How close was that neighbor?
Well, from the bottom, from Ben Hill Road down there at the bottom, their driveway is directly across from ours almost, and it just goes straight up to their hill, and we live on this hill.
So you don't think Candace would have heard that?
No, because I can pull up in our driveway and honk the horn, and they can't even hear that. if the TV's going inside and everything like that. So Candace is inside the house searching, looking, going through the basement and everything else. Where's Summer? And
But I mean, when for the scream, so the muffled scream, she wouldn't be able to hear it from the front yard. They could hear it.
Well, if she was outside, yes, but if she was inside, no.
Was she outside or inside?
Well, we don't know for sure. She was looking all through the house, everywhere. I'd say she's probably inside.
But when the scream happened, do you think?
Probably. Because if she would have been outside, she probably would have heard it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there anything about Candace's story that makes you question the story?
No, not the way it played out and everything like that. I mean, yeah, you always have questions, and I ask myself, and but the way that it happened and her action and her
What questions that you had?
I mean, I don't really have any. I mean, I don't really have any questions. I mean,
did you talk to your boys about what happened?
the questions, yeah.
Go ahead with that.
My one boy feels bad because he didn't go downstairs and play. And I was really down one day, and my other son comes and he says, "Dad, it's not my fault." I says, "I know, son, I know it's not your fault." I had to tell him I was sorry for whatever way I was acting, you know.
Sometimes you get upset when you get a lot on your mind.
Human, part of being human. It's tough.
So when you had questions for Candace, let's get back to that for a second.
Yeah.
So what were you?
Mostly about Allie and Hunter and their family and the way they turned on us suddenly.
Mm-hmm.
After, as soon as Summer got gone, they turned on us. And I don't understand that. And I don't know the whole story. And I wish she was here, and I wish she would answer these questions.
Yeah.
Because she knows firsthand. I don't.
You got to remember something. Give me
I don't know. It's like they blamed us right away for her disappearance. Like we've done something. You did something to your daughter or something to that effect. I can't be sure word for word, but I know it was something to that effect.
Yeah. I know you've been talking to everybody on the planet, but there's got to be what usually solves problems is what else? What else do you know that you haven't said to anybody? Or what else do you know that we haven't heard?
Yeah.
Such as?
We don't know. I mean, that's the whole point. It might be that one piece that somebody can put story in.
I don't know.
Is there a part you haven't said that you've told me a couple of things on the phone?
Yeah.
You've said a couple of things. Maybe there's some things you haven't said to somebody else that you've told me. So think of the things the reasons you think she might be missing or what may have happened.
Okay. Well, okay. I don't want to make my stepsisters mad or anything like that. I want them to just leave me the hell alone. But, so they said they never knew Summer on YouTube. They never knew anything about Summer. And so the day that this happened, the very next day they called TBI and say, "We know what happened to her. Her daddy did this to her, and the daddy did that to her, and then he probably got caught and killed her and all kind of stuff like that."
Yeah.
That was the first thing ever said. And then they said that both my nieces said that I did some horrific things to them for 7 years straight, and told them if anything was ever said about it, I would.
That's exactly right, Kim Holmes. Exactly. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me see a 1 if you can hear me. Listen, I'm going to say this too about the whole coat ordeal. The whole coat ordeal that's going on right now. That day, it was so humid that day. Okay, cool. It was so humid that day. Even if whatever the temperature was in that low 80s, whatever, it felt like a sweltering hot day. I remember the day it happened. It was very humid all summer. The month of, the summer months were very humid. I don't understand why they put the coat on her, maybe to dry her off after swimming, and maybe she was a little bit cold, just like any kid is when they first get out of a pool. But I'm sure she took that thing off pretty quickly. Yeah, I mean, you sold your soul. I know how Candace talks. She went on that on the other channel that's coddling. That's what I'm gonna say. She went on there and she said she didn't trust me, and all that too. And we did nothing but just ask questions because we want to help find Summer. It's not to attack them like it's been portrayed, you know. And there were people always in her ear trying to tell her something different. We didn't want to hurt anybody. We just wanted to help find a missing child. Because believe it or not, we've helped to find two since starting this channel. 2 children that were missing. We helped find them. So, you know, it's because we take our time and we look at everything, not just the public opinion and the popular opinion of the public. And like I said, if that coat had anything to do with it, TBI would have it. They took bags of laundry from the house, bags of clothing. Why would that jacket would have been in it? You can go back and look at our videos of the vigil down at Warriors Park. Going on 2 years now, where the box that was in, it was given to us by one of our mods. I'm not going to put her screen name out there until she wants it to be, but she made it for the Wells and we delivered it to them. So, you know, look, if that jacket had anything to do with, if there was bodily fluids on that jacket and on the seatbelt, best believe that stuff would have been torn out of that car, and it would have been main evidence in this case. But it's not. I don't think the police would miss that. Anyway, we're coming up on the part that I'm trying to find on here, and this will get interesting. Remember, everything we use here is under fair use. To commentate, be critical, you know, whatever fair use states, but under the Fair Use Act. Here we go.
Would kill them. Mm-hmm. And they let this ride the whole time for 70 some odd days before they clarified and straightened it out. That, I mean, these were horrific lies. So when these lies first come out, I had women calling my phone, screaming at me, "Did you really do this?" Right. I'm like, "Do what? You know, what are you talking about?" Who
are they telling this to?
Me.
I mean,
how'd they get my numbers and other questions?
Yeah, the stepsisters. Who are they telling this to?
I guess groups in Utah, Facebook, and doing videos on YouTube.
Have they been here though? Have they been here where that could have happened? No, they did this all from Utah.
Or where do they get information? We didn't have any information, or they're just saying whatever.
They're making up some horrific lies about me. So I barely know my nieces.
But have you been around? I mean, when they're saying these things happen, were you around in that time?
No.
Were they? So they weren't. Have they been to the house?
No, they never. No.
Have you been to their house?
I mean, I barely know Trish.
Yeah.
I barely know her, I do know Amanda a little bit, but just.
Have you been
barely.
to their house?
No, I've never been to their house. I've seen them.
Have you been anywhere with them?
I've seen them at my dad's house.
Okay, for how long a period of time?
I don't know. I mean, not long. I don't know them that well. They were little kids. I mean,
you got along with them though?
I don't know about that.
But when they were little kids, you knew them. That's where you got to know them when they were little kids, I guess.
Yeah, to a point.
Yeah.
How much interaction do you have with them?
Well, see, not much, because you got my side of the family, the Wellses, and then you got the Simonsons.
Mm-hmm.
Those are two different entities brought together by, okay, my stepmother is my babysitter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've known each other our whole lives. And, you know, when we were kids, when we were little kids, it was really good. My stepbrothers and stuff, we played together all the time. We done everything. It was good, you know, and even with our stepsisters. But I don't know what happened when, I mean, me and my stepsister have had some issues. She wants to play innocent. That's fine, whatever. She can play innocent. But, you know, when we were younger, we done what little kids do.
What is
Okay.
that? Some stuff we talked about on the phone.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I mean, you know, little kids do stuff, you know. They do
No, when you're a kid, you're learning,
Kids, yeah.
you're exploring. That's a whole different world. There's a whole different time. So that's people change.
Right.
You remember 1 Corinthians is when I was a child, I
Right.
thought as a child and I understood things as a child. But now that I'm a man, I understand.
Right.
You know the whole.
Absolutely.
So I'm with you on that.
Right.
But did you love them? Was there love in that family?
There was, you know, when we were younger and stuff. And then, you know, as we grow older, it seems like everybody started growing up.
Okay, I'm just going to talk on this just briefly, okay? Just a little bit before we go back. Okay, so I don't like this. So where did all this stuff go about the stepsisters? And now Chris McDonough's offering the cold case. Now, I do believe that the Cold Case Foundation is not just made up of Chris McDonough, but of course the family is not going to jump right into, okay, help us, Chris, after the things that have happened and the narration of the way that they wanted this case to go. Mary, his stepsister, said that Don would never hurt his child, never do anything, and then she flipped and said all the things she said and started her baking channel and whatnot. That's all besides the point here. I think that we can veer away from that now. But out of all the things said in this, we're getting ready to come up on the David Dotson things that were said. Now, hopefully, Don and Candace can rethink this, and maybe they'll accept the help from the Cold Case Foundation, because there's a lot of people, seasoned veterans of police force, that could probably help. But I understand his position on it. He does not trust Chris McDonough, and you know, you have these other channels now, because Don is trying to defend himself, that they're trying to jump in and be popular about it. It's been rode hard and put up wet. It needs to stop. It's ridiculous. I mean, the real things that needed to happen, we showed you guys the trails. We showed you the different ways people could get up to that property. We were able to find campsites and tell you about the footprints and stuff. That stuff is what was important to find Summer. All this other irrelevant stuff is not helping. So, you know, and the people that have came in and done what they've done maliciously to Don and Candace is not right. Now, if they did have anything to do with it, then, you know, I hope justice will be served on whoever it is. But I think that there is a lot more of suspicious people and suspicious things that was going around Summer 24/7 before she went missing. A lot of new people introduced into her life right before she went missing. She was spending a lot of time with, and you're going to hear that right now when they talk and ask about David Dotson. We're going to go to that part now.
A lot of hate. I don't know. You know, they're
When were you around the nieces? When were you around them that they would even have a chance to say any of that? How old were they?
how old was
The nieces that
the
are making up
nieces?
stuff.
When I was, you know, with them. Now, I want you to understand that they've already clarified that I've never done that
Right,
stuff.
got it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I've never done
Gotcha.
any of the stuff. So they've already said that on
Gotcha.
YouTube.
Right,
I made it clear, finally,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
you know, okay. But when I did know, you know, Trish, she was probably, I don't know how old she was at that time. She was just, I mean,
Little
I don't know,
teenager,
10
teenager.
or something.
Okay, 10.
I don't know.
Is this during any time when you were having trouble with law or drugs? Or
Well, I was pretty much raised in the county jails all my teenage years. Parents were together, but when they divorced, in my opinion, you know, I know my stepmom tries to love me now, but before they didn't want me around.
Well, when y'all were little and what was that relationship like? Okay.
What relationship's that?
Your relationship with your.
It was good and everything, you know, and I don't know. But like I say, you know, me and my brother Randy, we done a lot of stuff together. We'd go to skating rinks. As far as they were good when we were younger. And I feel, I don't know. I just feel like they didn't really want me in the picture.
Was that maybe happen and that's why they split up? Well, is there anything else you want to clear up during this before we?
At all.
Yeah, anything at all.
That I can think of.
Yeah.
So as we go through this, we can say, do you know where Summer is? Do you know where Summer is?
I don't know. I wish
Do you
I
have
did.
any earthly idea what happened to her?
No, I wished I did.
Do you think Candace had anything to do with it?
No,
And what about this? And you think what might have happened to her was what?
she was kidnapped.
Yeah.
who in your life would you, if I ask you who in your life might have done it, what would you say?
I'm thinking one of the meth heads down the road that come in there filtering in at certain points in time looking for her. I don't know. I don't know if my stepsisters and McDonough could have possibly caused something like this, because that's another theory I have.
Mm-hmm.
Back to my stepsisters. They said they never knew that we had a daughter. And when they found out that she was gone, they all of a sudden freaked out and like, oh, we know what happened, blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
Okay. And they called TBI the very next day, and they put all the focus on me. TBI was asking me about all this crazy stuff. And
Yeah, they have to do that for sure.
Yeah.
yeah. So they took the focus off the real perpetrators right there.
Yeah.
And and the way everything played out on YouTube and the whole 9 yards with Chris McDonough, believing no one.
Hey, before we get any farther in, what account are we talking about? I can give you a wrench, Lady R2. Hold on. Give me just a second. I'll get you a wrench so you can help me with what's going on. I don't know if I have any mods in here right now. No, she's not talking about any of the members here. Let me find you real quick. I'll give you some jaded. Oh, Patty Barnett, you're in here. Okay, I do have some wrenches in here. I forgot about that. Okay, hold on. Okay, so that puts you as a moderator. You can do what you need to. All right. So here we go. I'm going to jaded here. Let me give you. Okay, awesome. Thank you guys for taking care of that. This is where the part is I'm talking about, okay? Here we go.
Full well lying. You can't believe that stuff. I know Chris McDonough don't believe it, but he played like he did.
Right. So you've got some past. You said recently you've had some drug and alcohol things. Maybe have you? Who in your life would you think is less than above board? that you deal with?
Who in life has been above board?
Yeah, who's less than above board? If I was saying,
Oh, I have not nobody that I know of except for our neighbors and stuff. You know, I mean, the guy, the meth heads and stuff like that, and whatever like that. I mean, we're trying to fly right, and we're trying to do the.
no, I
things
get
the
it,
right
man.
way.
Life is,
Yeah, no,
I would say life is a challenge between
Um,
being this and what is underneath.
Okay, and let me back up for a minute with the stepsisters. They said they never knew we had a daughter. 2.5, 3 years ago, I called my dad, and they were there. And they were bragging, you know, I was like, they was asking about summer, and I was like, yeah, you know, and so they said they named one of theirs Winter.
Hmm.
So they knew. They lied when they said they didn't know.
Why would they do that?
Why would they?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question. Very good question.
When was the last time you talked to your stepsisters?
That one time when I was at my dad's house.
Have you had any drama
I
with
don't-
them?
No, haven't had no drama, haven't talked to them, but I know that Trish and Amanda has been spreading these lies about me for years, all my younger years and everything. These horrific lies they've been spreading all this time.
what were they?
Well, Trish and Amanda first come out saying that I raped them for 7 years
Mhm.
and I told them that if they told
This is
anybody,
the
I would
same-
kill
hold
them.
on, guys.
Mhm.
So they've been telling everybody these lies for all these years. Plus, I molested my first set of kids, and I can't remember what else.
Did you rape your sister?
No,
Did you rape your niece?
no,
Did you molest your first set of children?
no.
Did you threaten to kill
And
them?
I can give you my kids' number, and we can talk when this is done,
Sure.
and we'll talk to them.
Did you threaten to kill them?
No. And they already admitted on tape that it was all BS already. Trish and Amanda both,
Okay.
and Jeannie.
Yeah. Have you had any involvement? You
It's
talk
all
about
on
these,
tape. I feel like this whole thing, my stepsisters could be behind us with these horrific lies and everything else. And maybe they believed my daughter was in danger. Maybe they actually believe this. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I wished I did.
So you're saying they may have her, keeping her safe. What do you believe?
I don't know. This is just one of the theories that I have. And the way that everything played out with Chris McDonough, YouTube, Facebook, all these people attacking us, making us the guilty party. Trish ran with that lie for 70 days before she made it right. Plenty of time to get out of the area or whatever with my daughter.
did Candace have baggage or drama with your sisters?
Never. Don't even know them.
Okay.
And they don't know us. They've never contacted us, didn't get to know us, don't know what we're about or anything else. And why they would spread these kind of lies about me all these years and get that my side of the family hating me, even my own father not wanting to be around me and stuff. Why?
What's he saying?
They don't believe him at all. They say they don't want to be around him because you're afraid they're going to do something to him.
This debate right here is crazy. I know people have strong feelings about it, but let's just make sure it's on the record that he might have been 12, 13. I don't even know the exact ages anymore because it's been all over the place. But Jeannie was 18 and had a child with her 14-year-old first cousin. So she did know better. She was an adult. Why was that not mentioned through all of it? I mean, if you're going to call one out, the other one needs to as well. I still don't believe that means that Summer had anything done to her, nor did it bring any relevance into this case. It did nothing but muddy the waters and take the attention off of what was important. It was Summer at that point in time, not what Don Wells did. And believe me, the TBI even said in the first interviews when they did their, when they came out on the news and they did their first interviews about the case, they said that the father did have a criminal background. They knew about it. And they said, is his background irrelevant to the investigation? They did say, no, it's not. So that means they were looking into it. If they thought anything was like that, he was in jail with them, for over 6 months. I'm sure that they could have questioned him as much as they wanted to. To my knowledge, he still doesn't have an attorney and didn't have an attorney then. So yes, they could have questioned him as much as they wanted to then. That's all I'm going to say right there. Yeah, that's exactly right. It should have been done behind the scenes, clicks and views and money for people. All right. Now, hopefully it'll get to the part that I'm wanting to find. And then I got the other stuff that people wanted. In my comments earlier, there's this one person said, let's see this about the insurance. And so I found that live that I went over all that information about the missing child insurance and the drills. We're going to go over that next.
Yeah.
Does he talk to you?
Yeah, he talks to me.
What does he think is going on?
He thinks they're conniving, no good, lying, little, you know what.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So,
also, you can go back. You know, when I had my first set of kids and I was in Utah, they called my POs on me constantly. They called the cops on me constantly. Called the damn welfare on me constantly. We never had a chance.
Yeah, that's horrible. I'm sorry dealing with that.
yeah, it sucks.
Anything else you want to add?
Just the history of that kind of abuse, of them calling everybody on me and everything else. Is it possible that they're behind my summer being gone? I think it is.
It's a hell of a lot of stress, man.
Yeah.
I mean, when you got Chris McDonough coming in the picture saying, well, I was 3,000 miles away, blah, blah, blah. But he shows up out of the blue and believes all these lies, straight lies that Hunter and Allie's telling him. Really? Wow.
That's a lot of stress, man. It's
Yeah.
in the middle of some of the worst drama you can have in your life. All that stress. I'm sorry you're dealing with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Appreciate you.
So
We
let's,
appreciate you coming in. Talking.
yeah.
you.
No, we really do appreciate you being here. Thank you
Sir,
so much.
Thank you, guys.
So let's say if somebody says, I think I saw her. I think I've got an idea what happened. Who should they contact and talk to give them information?
Yeah. How do they pass on the information? If they see
1-800 TBI find.
1-800 TBI find.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other are the web pages or anything else done that people?
I think there's some out there, but I'd go with the 1-800 TBI find.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Okay, and we'll make sure we put a good picture.
Yeah.
Whichever
Okay,
picture
I
you want.
appreciate that. I think Wednesday, Mark, what's his name? Walsh.
Oh yeah. Yep.
He's got something.
John
Walsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good
Wednesday.
guy.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
So
he
he's-
does good work.
He's got something for summer Wednesday.
Good.
Okay, wonderful.
Cool. Yeah.
What about, so David getting married, the preacher?
Don't know. David Dotson got married.
He's the one that converted to Baptist.
Yeah,
Say his-
girl.
Dave Dotson. Dave
He's a
Dotson.
Is a
Dave.
pastor. Yeah.
Yeah, now, because we want to get him for that, his flute part.
No, that's Dave Dotson, the flute guy, right?
Okay, I'm confused.
Oh yeah, Dave Dawson's the flute guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's the one you're a little suspicious of?
Sir.
You're a little suspicious of him?
Well, I mean, it's the way that he appeared on the scene. Summer got gone, and then he started taking our boys, you know, to help us, and he'd be at our house and trying to help us out and everything. And then he got with that girl, and now he's in.
So he just
some
showed
other
up that day.
Well, not that day. He got to know Summer a little bit. I guess when they was out with Robin or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't know because I was always at work,
Yeah.
but we will definitely check into
Are
that.
there any pictures of him with her?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, those would be nice to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll send them to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So was he, when he showed up, what was he saying? Was he like wanting to know how the investigation was going and all that? Or what was he saying?
That's a good question. He just like wanted to help out. It was like his mission from, I don't know if David sent him or not, the other David, but he was there. He brought us pizza, and well, Robin was too. They brought us pizza and was trying to help out. And there for a long time, the police wouldn't even let him on the property, and they wouldn't let nobody on the property. I had the roadblock.
When was the last time you saw that guy?
It's been a while.
He hadn't called or anything anymore?
I don't know. I'd have to ask my wife.
Yeah.
She has this.
I'd be
number.
interested in knowing, like I
Yeah.
said, I'd love to see pictures of him. with her,
Right.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You just got to be really careful,
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, so before we go any farther on here, let me see if I can do this real quick. Hold on. I don't know how this one's going to look, but I'll try it. Hold on real quick. Let's see what this looks like. All right, so there's me. All right, we'll discuss this real quick. I don't know what that means right there, but if you can tell exactly what I've been trying to tell you guys, even Don says that's a great question. The guy disappears. When the behavior panel picks up on this guy immediately, they've seen his interviews. They're not feeling him. Something's weird about the guy. But these are trained professionals. These are people that have been trained by the military, law enforcement, the best in their field, and the behavior panel can read between the lines pretty well. So, we're going to keep going with this, and I just want you to listen again. If y'all missed it, I'm going to go back just a little bit, and we're going to listen one more time. All right, I'm going to put me right here, and I'm going to mute, and I'm going to...
I was talking to somebody earlier. I've lived in a...
You just got.
She has this.
I'd be
number.
interested in knowing. You know, like I
Yeah.
said, I'd love to see pictures of him.
That's my,
That guy.
it's been a while.
He hadn't called.
There for a long time, the police wouldn't even let him on their property, and they wouldn't let nobody on the property. I had the roadblock.
When was the last time you saw that guy?
It's been a while.
He hadn't called or anything anymore.
The roadblock, the police wouldn't even... Robin was too. They bought us pizza and was trying to... It's like his mission from... I don't know if David sent him or not, the other David, but he was there, and he just like wanted to help out.
How the investigation was going and all that, or yeah, was
All right, I'll send them to you.
Thank you.
yeah.
Yes.
So was he?
But we will definitely check into her, see a little bit. I guess when they was out with Robin, or he got a girl, and now he's and
So he just
should be at our house and trying to take our boys. Appeared on the scene.
of him.
Well, I mean, that's her.
He's the year's little. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's the
Sorry about that. I was trying to find it. That was longer than what I thought it was. Y'all listen to all this. I just wanted to go back to the beginning of it. Here we go. Sorry about that again. Didn't want to... If you just tuned in, that was probably confusing. But this is the part on David Dotson and what was said about him when the behavior panel asked.
when you're a little suspicious of.
That's her.
He's the year's little suspicious of him.
Well, I mean, it's the way that he appeared on the scene. Summer got gone, and then he started taking our boys, you know, to help us, and he'd be at our house and trying to help us out and everything. And then he got with that girl, and now he's in.
So he just
some
showed
other
up. Showed up that day.
Well, not that day. He got to know Summer a little bit. I guess when they was out with Robin or whatever. See, I don't know because I was always at work.
Right.
Yeah.
But we will definitely check into that.
Are there any pictures of him?
That part right there should give you an idea of who David Dotson was around when Summer was out with Robin or whoever. She says, yeah, he spent some time around Summer. He knew Summer well. Why didn't he say any of that during his interviews? Somebody in the comment section said that her grandmother was in the Cherokee Nation, and when she passed, they played the Indian flute at her passing. Well, David Dotson played the Indian flute for Summer every night, he said. Cinnamon Hot. When the tragedy pimps went to David's house in Tennessee, in one breath they said he's in Texas. In the next breath, his daughter said he's in the house with COVID. Always suspicious of him. Wow. Is that true? Yeah. Oh, wow. If that's true, that's crazy. Yeah, but that is weird. Why did they allow David Dotson to take the other boys? You know, somebody also in the comments said, I don't think David Dotson he would not, put himself on the news and everything. Yes, they do. people who are guilty of things think that they look more innocent if they put themselves right in the middle of everything. The spokesperson, whatever he tried to be. But I want you to listen to that. Yeah. So Killer Looks knows what I'm talking about too. Just showed up. He's got ties to the adoption with the kids in Egypt. But Egypt, yeah. Right? No, that's weird. All right, so what did you ask, Roan Mountain Survivors? Let me go back up here and see. Okay, so this is rumored, and I'm trying to find the truth about it. Toaster, she says, doesn't David Dotson have family in Beach Creek? Now, it's supposed to be on Van Hill Road, which Beach Creek turns into. That's where Don got his DUI. I've been trying to find that connection. Now, doing a background check, Ed, I'm not saying that been verified as 100% on everything, but the address that David Dotson has under his name, they said that there's a David Dotson that passed away that was 90 years old there. So I don't know. Now the location I heard was on Van Hill Road. He's allegedly had family out there. Yeah, I don't know. See, so the connection though, I want y'all to know last night is Robin brought David to the church. She also, was allegedly Tim Mullen and her knew each other. They have been close through this whole thing. I don't know. There's a lot of strange things. Now, the red truck, I don't know why she tried to mark out the red truck in the investigation as saying it wasn't important. But, she said on Chris McDonough's interview with her that, she thought that it was, they didn't need that anymore. Well, her husband, I think they bought her father's truck when he passed away, and it was a red truck with ladder racks. I don't know. But yeah, the red truck could be a red herring. Exactly. Ivy's mom, if she's still in here, hopefully sooner than later we can talk about the things we've been working on, but not until I get people together to talk about some certain stuff that we're working on. But let's go on and listen to what they're saying.
With her?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, those would be nice to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll send them to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So was he, when he showed up, what was he saying? Was he like wanting to know how the investigation was going and all that, or what was he saying?
That's a good question. He just wanted to help out. It was like his mission from, I don't know if David sent him or not, the other David, but he was there. He brought us pizza, and Robin was too. They brought us pizza and was trying to help out. And there for a long time, the police wouldn't even let him on the property, and they wouldn't let nobody on the property. I had the roadblock.
When was the last time you saw that guy?
When did they bring pizza? Was that on the 15th? When Summer went missing, or was it the day after? That's the 15th is the whole thing that's weird about Robin not saying that she made it out when she was asked that she got there after David Dotson, but in fact they rode together because you all can put two and two together. There's a relationship there or something. All right. Let me see. Yeah, she said she saw that it wasn't relevant anymore on Facebook, and Facebook, I don't remember ever seeing that it wasn't relevant. And you wouldn't mark anything out about a red truck until law enforcement said it wasn't relevant anymore. It's crazy. All right, so here we go. Yeah, but that's not true. Crimes have consequences. That's what Robin says she was, that she was at a dance recital. But she, in fact, rode with David Dotson out there. We went over that the other night. David Dotson, he says in his interview that they went together out there. We've already, there's 3 parts to this. We covered that in the first one. But this is what's weird. Why would she do that? Why would she say that? I mean, yeah, you can say, oh, she didn't want her husband to know that she rode with another man. But maybe there's a reason why her husband has been so protective over, they tried to make it out like he was just this overprotective husband. Is there more to it? I'm sorry. This is the things that I have to look at and be, be critical of. It's just, if you don't, then you're not being truthful with yourself. Here we go.
It's been a while.
He hasn't called or anything anymore?
I don't know. I'd have to ask my wife.
Yeah.
She has this
I'd be
number.
interested in knowing, like I
Yeah.
said, I'd love to see pictures of him. with her,
Right.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You just got to be really careful,
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta
I was talking to somebody earlier. I've lived in a lot of places all over the country, following construction and stuff like that. And I noticed when things
Thank you,
go
Casey.
down in a lot of
I
places,
meant to tell you thank you.
there's not going to be no drug activity. There's not going to be, everything's going to be shut down until they get what they want.
Right.
But here in Tennessee, it's just another day. And I thought,
Why do you think that?
Well, because the drug activity and everything still goes on. Everything. Some places I've lived, they're going to shut them down, and ain't nothing happening until they get the answers they want, and then they might let them, let them have their so-called life back or whatever.
Right.
But here in Tennessee, it hasn't changed the drug activity. And that should be all over them, in my opinion.
Right.
That's where I want to go.
What kind of stuff was he? Was he giving her gifts and stuff, Dave?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't know. I mean, he would just swing her around a little bit and got to know her. I mean, I don't believe he's anything but wolf.
It's worth a look.
Whoa. He would just swing her around a little bit and get to know her. That right there, these are the things that I don't think people listen to, because they were so focused on being mad at Don Wells when this first came out, and that they couldn't believe that the behavior panel said that they felt like Don didn't have anything to do with it and was telling the truth. Well, now you hear this, and that's not suspicious. He also says in this interview, if y'all want to go back and listen to this whole thing, I will put this link in the description, but I put the other link to my live in there in the description. But go watch this and what he says about Dudley Agent and looking at Summer, and that Candace had said prior to Summer going missing that she didn't like the way Dudley looked at her. And she said that Don Wells says that Dudley said while being asked about Summer when she went missing, that he said, those hills have eyes. I got too close to that family, and I can't let my kids see me in the back of a cop car again. So that's all other things that you want to look at in this. But that spinning around, he, got to know her, spinning her around is weird. Here we go.
Was he picking her up and stuff, you mean?
Swinging her around and stuff like that. Yeah.
Worth a look. Anybody that close to you is worth a look.
For sure.
What else is he doing to make you feel weird about him like that when he's picking her up?
Everybody else brought it to my attention that they feel funny about him. And I was
else?
like, well, who else? I don't know.
Other people, though, you said did bring it to your attention?
Like people on Facebook and stuff.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Nobody.
Not somebody close to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Not somebody close to you.
Yeah.
The boys felt all right with him?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, we let them take him to the putt-putt golf
Right.
and everything, and they took pictures, and everybody comment, like Facebook, tore that
good.
apart. So,
Yeah,
But you,
yeah. I
but
mean,
you
just-
do feel iffy about it. You're just not
I
sure.
don't think but it's worth a look, like you said.
right. Just anybody close.
Coastal Couple gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Thank y'all for letting me know. I can't see it. As I told y'all last night, my desktop is still, I got a new hard drive sent. I don't have 2 screens at the moment because my desktop is not working, and I've done everything I know to do. HP told me to take my computer after I already sent it in, and they sent it back without a hard drive. They told me to take it to a private, local PC repair place, and then to send them the invoice, and they would fix it or pay me back for getting it. I was like, why didn't you just do it? It's crazy. Anyway, thank you. Candace is in the new one. This is when they came to Tennessee, and Candace wouldn't go and talk to them then. She waited till they went to Los Angeles to Hollywood to the Dr. Phil show before she talked to him. Thank you, Coastal Couple. I appreciate that. Let me see who got the 5 memberships. I'll have to go over here and look at it. Okay. Let's see here. Can anybody tell me? Oh, okay. Here's the 5 memberships. I don't know who got them, though. I'm going to have to go to live chat. Toaster Oven, I believe you got a membership. All right. Somebody, if y'all can tell me, thank y'all again. Oh, Dee Dee contributed memberships earlier, too. Thank you so much. I didn't see that. I can't see it over here on StreamYard. It doesn't show me like Facebook or YouTube does over on their screen. Sorry about that, guys, if I missed that. Yeah, that's very Aaron Chase. That's a good point. Why did David Dotson do a memorial flute playing at sunset like a ritual till he took off with a woman and left the church and left the area? That Robin introduced him to. Robin introduced him to his wife that he has now. Strange. He has a song called something in Gethsemane about Jesus and him being betrayed, which is a strange choice, but that's the music video he put out on Robin's YouTube page. He played all sorts of different songs. We'll look at it on the news and see what songs he played. In the church one, I think he played Amazing Grace. Okay. Let me mute here and
Check
I
into
mean,
it
just
for
be
sure.
careful.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Anything else you would just want to tell us that you have forgotten, or the what else is the most powerful thing that often we forget? Hey, there's this little thing.
No, I have no idea.
Okay.
But I just.
I'm not going to beat you up to get information. I'm just
No,
trying to. No reason to beat yourself up.
The 2 main theories that I have is my stepsisters and their side of the family, cousins. With these horrific lies, would that cause somebody to act to save my daughter?
Right.
I believe it would.
Right. And you don't have any kind of internet traffic or anything that would make people think that you've done anything?
Well, now Candace did put a lot of stuff on TikTok, and that's a possibility that she was targeted off of TikTok.
Okay. Don, we really appreciate you
I
making
appreciate
it.
y'all very much.
I really do.
God
I'm
bless y'all.
sorry it got off. But
so there's that. That's enough in itself right there. All right. So now to the next thing, the church and the insurance and all that. yeah, Clementine, very, very big deal. What we're going to go over now is the live I did that a lot of people didn't see, and it looks like it's going to happen again. I hope that people will share this information. Dude, I found this on a whim, and it was very, very concerning to me, and it took me forever today to go back and find that live, but I found it, and that's what we're going to watch now. This is so Funny Face Brenda said, "What church did David Dotson attend before SDA in Kingsport?" Now, he went to a Baptist church that was in the area. I don't know which one it was. There's been rumors that it's the one where the youth pastor was in trouble in a S trafficking ring. And TBI did indict that youth pastor. You can maybe go online and find the name out by that. And that'll give us a good. I'll maybe try to find that when I play this. All right, so here's this. Let me close that right there. All right, let me get back over to where I was. Let's go back. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start this one, and we'll stop as we need to. Thank you guys for coming in. We appreciate it. Hey, Heather Lynn, it's good to see you. I wish that that YouTube would give out the notifications like they should, but they haven't been. No, you're welcome, Funny Face Brenda. I think this stuff is very important. Yeah, I'm going to try to find that Denise Kelly while we're watching this. This is all the stuff on the SDA church I wanted y'all to see. This is very concerning. This is about the missing child insurance. This is where it talks about all that stuff that people wanted to question. Somebody said, "Oh, they didn't really offer that insurance," because what insurance company would do? The SDA church has their own insurance company. They are a big deal. So we're going to watch that now. So I'm going to mute and turn my camera off, and I'll go find that while we're watching this. It's just like, I don't know, just the chances. So this is out of Colorado, Colorado Springs. And I guess that once we get into it, it shows where there's insurance for everything. This church has insurance for everything, and they have drills for everything. One of their main one is how to conduct a missing child drill. So I'm going to pull this up over here so I can see it a little better, because I can't read it. It's too small right there for me. Let me find it real quick. Give me just a second. I'll pull this up. Well, it's a PDF. I should have it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this up, and then I'm going to pull this up here. Okay, so I can see the chat. First off, on that first page, it says, before the drill, a child is missing. How do you respond? Familiar settings make it easy to let down our guard and ignore or miss altogether the warning signs of possible unsafe situations. Parents may not supervise their children in a church setting as closely as they do at the mall or grocery store. Yeah, they do. Ray Bird, all of them. This is weird right here, because, and I'm going to, hopefully people can tell the difference of talking then and now, but this is weird. It's like it's telling people. Most time people don't pay attention or guard their children that much in a church setting. What? Okay, go ahead and put it out there for the creeps to hear you. And this, by the way, didn't start till 2021 in the SDA church. These drills. And then Summer goes up, goes missing. By a new, then the creepy things with the new member. The church. There's more things that haven't been stated publicly about the church that are very concerning. I told you last night about the Hope House and how a lady went there to get help for her family, and the church, the Hope House which is part of the SDA church, were only concerned about her signing her parental rights over to the child. It's very strange. Put it on SM soon after Summer went missing. Really distasteful. Okay, Dan, that is. Wow. Yeah, it's not a coincidence. I don't either. I don't feel that way either. I do too. Now, another thing is why the church has become so concerning, made people turn a side eye at them, is because they didn't rally around this family when Summer went missing. The preacher went to maybe 1 or 2 vigils, and then he didn't go no more. They didn't want to talk about Summer. They didn't want to talk on the news about Summer. They didn't want people coming in the church that had anything to do with looking into Summer's case. Flicking Box, I haven't asked the church why they offer insurance, because the church doesn't want to talk about it. Don is not a part of that church anymore. I talked to the private investigators. They were concerned about the church as well early on. When there's a lot of strange things that the church doesn't want to be a part of. It's very strange. Did the Wells have insurance? I mean, what do you think? I don't think so. But if the church took out this accidental missing child insurance, and they have adoption agencies all around the world, and if you look up SDA adoption conspiracy, or not conspiracy, but issues, like somebody said earlier, yeah, receiving child for money for a child gone missing is so weird. I mean, was that to better the insurance money to better protect so another kid doesn't go missing? It's weird. I'm just saying, look, I'm not going to put words in their mouth. I don't know what's going on, but this is strange stuff. And there's not this many coincidences in Summer shit. We've seen coincidence after coincidence after coincidence after coincidence in this case, and there cannot be that many. There has to be an underlying factor that tries to make it. It doesn't just, all roads don't always meet. There should be dead ends, but there's not in this case. There's not dead ends. It's like there's every person doesn't tell the truth, and there's a weird story that connects them to this child. Why? My guess is church membership would require not smoking. That's not unreasonable. I guess I don't want to be a member there. And if, I don't understand that they give David Dotson a membership after 3 months, but I guess because Don went there 2 years and smoked, he didn't get one. I don't know. That's strange to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being a smart aleck. I'm being serious. It's weird. Yeah, the church was very unsupportive. And okay, Dan, I agree with you. And let's see, one other thing I wanted. Do you know if the child has to be a member, or of the parents have to be a member before the insurance would pay, or just if they were at the church and they disappeared, how would that work? I have no idea how it works, but I tried to look into it. Hopefully I go over that in this, but I'll show you just what I'm talking about. This is, I don't know if they give you that kind of detail unless you are somebody high up in the church. We'll keep watching. go by this, I'm guessing. But, I guess they all are a part of this group. I don't know if there's different sects of it, but so we'll get into that in just a second. But it says suddenly a parent realizes their child isn't nearby. The alarm is sounded. Adrenaline begins pumping. Keeping a level head and implementing a pre-planned search protocol when a child is missing maintains calm and can often help locate the missing child quickly. A missing child drill will prepare your crisis team to be alert to insufficient supervision situations and to eliminate them from your church. Encourage your leadership team and church members to become more aware of their surroundings by regularly organizing missing child and other safety drills. Sorry, I was just catching what somebody said there in the chat. Other benefits of holding a missing child drill include your church will have an up-to-date, realistic response plan prepared for future incidents of missing children and other emergency scenarios. Children who become lost will know what to do when they are separated and can find comfort in knowing that someone is looking for them. You will identify. Kim Holmes, I'm a firm believer in that there's no such thing as coincidence. I might give them one thing that might be a coincidence, but when it's just, tens and 20 freaking coincidences in a case, you're like, man, everything has to lead to some underlying factor somewhere. And, if there is, I mean, look, I put a short out not too long back, maybe last week, about kids in Virginia going missing in the same towns on the same day by the 10s and 20s. Why are these not getting reported on? Where are these kids going? Strange. Somebody asked if they got the Ellen White book, The Great Controversy. I haven't, but I want to read it. That would be good to read. All right. Sorry about that. I just had to add that part. Changes to be implemented so your church is prepared to supervise and protect the children at your church properly. If your church hasn't previously conducted an emergency drill, don't expect everything to operate correctly the first time. The more you plan ahead of time, the smoother the exercise will flow. So, and then it has over here your planning checklist. So, yeah, right. As somebody said, a lot of good this policy did. It's what I felt like.
So what I'm gathering from it though is that I guess this is in place if a child goes missing from the church, like at the church.
Right. So yeah, it's which I don't, and they take this very seriously. I found when I get to their website and stuff, you'll see that like they even have like the Sabbath school teacher guidelines, like they have their protocol and curriculum, which is, what I'm saying, it's just strange that would be one of the people that's involved in this case.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything bad against anybody. I'm just saying it's just strange. All right, now let's not get mistaken between the SDA church. Now the church in Utah, we're talking about the Seventh-day Adventist church here. The church you're talking about is the Jeff's church, and that's the what is their church called? Warren Jeffs, and they had women and children in different parts of Utah and stuff. The thing about the SDA church is so the thing about the SDA church is they have adoption agencies worldwide. They have them in countries you would not even think of. FLDS. Thank you, Cinnamon Hot. FLDS. That's right, Pamela. Thank you. I could not think about it. Now you can watch a lot about them on Netflix, and just look them up on YouTube. But yeah, so the SDA church has the adoption agencies, and they're into some crazy things, and you can look that up too. But so people were talking earlier about Waco. Waco was a Seventh-day Adventist church. And everybody, if you're not familiar with Waco, that happened in the 90s. Go watch that. All right, here we go. Change the similarities.
Well, I mean, it's kind of weird whenever you think about it. Whenever you were reading that to me earlier, the first thing I thought of was, okay, so first people that were called were Robin and David Dotson
Yeah, exactly.
from the church.
Right. Strange.
That's the first thing I thought that came to mind.
Okay, so here's your checklist. A, who will assist in the search? B, how will you announce it to the congregation? C, who will make the 911 call if it becomes necessary to report the missing child? Excuse me. When reporting a missing child, be prepared with the following information: name of the missing person, date of birth, birthplace, height, weight, age, build, hair color, length of hair, eye color, description of what the child was wearing when last seen, any distinguishing marks, birthmarks, scars, etc., recent photo, no medical conditions, medications, allergies. Design a grid search pattern and view it with the safety committee. Include both the church building and church grounds. Consider, are there internal closets or rooms that may have been accessible? Do you have outbuildings such as maintenance sheds that should be included in the search? Does it say pack snacks for the search? Somebody said. Oh gosh. I didn't see it, and I'm not trying. That's not funny, but I just found that kind of so much. Yeah, it's an all-nighter. Okay, now the next part says, is a school attached to your church building or located on the grounds? During an actual search, the search. Yes, Flicking Bollocks, I did do a short about a van and on the Bristol, Virginia side. I think it might have been Virginia side of a van trying to lure children. But I then also did a short. If you want to go find it, it's talking about Virginia, and I go to the Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and it's scrolling behind me, and it tells about all the kids from April 16th, from I think it was the 13th, 12th, 13th to the 19th, of all these kids going missing, mostly in Virginia in the same towns. Blew my mind. You can find that. I might play that here in a minute after we get through this. I'm going to cut this short at an hour and 30 minutes, and we're going to continue it again. And hopefully I can be earlier tomorrow. Please be looking for a notification so you can turn on and watch this. I believe that y'all will learn a lot if we can keep going through. We're just going to keep this as a series, I guess. Search party should start from the point where the child was last seen and continue searching in all directions originated from that point. Take this into consideration when designing the grid pattern. Discuss plans for the drill with the pastor, church board, and safety committee. The church board should approve this exercise. Once you've outlined a plan, ask for input on ways to improve the missing child drill. Hold on. Gotcha, Flicking Bollocks. That's a good point.
I'm trying to see the difference.
Thank you for adding that. Thank you.
Review the membership of your crisis response team and the roles of each. Consider, does it include people with police, military, or medical training? Is there an individual trained in crisis communication protocols? How will you include deacons, elders, and other church leaders in the drill and search? Create and update your written plan of what to do if a child is reported missing. Your plan should include talking to the last person who saw the child to determine the child's last known location, what that child was doing, and who the child was talking to, speaking to that child's parent or guardian to obtain a description of the child, what they were wearing, And if it was believed that the child was in danger or maybe have been abducted, notify authorities immediately. Do not wait to do this. Informing the congregation of the child's disappearance, instruct them whom to contact if they find the child or saw anything relating to where the child was last seen, leading the congregation and searching the church. Okay, let me see up here. Create a missing child scenario with your crisis response team to simulate during the drill. A child leaves Sabbath school, goes to the restroom. A parent chatting with friends during Sabbath lunch realizes that realizes they have not seen their child for a while. After investigating, the parents realize no one else has seen them either. Children playing hide and go seek. Social event cannot find one of their friends. The game ends, but their friend still has not come out of hiding. Okay, so this part right here is what the next one. Let me change the slide here. This one here is the one that was weird to me. First off, select a child from your congregation to play the missing child. Coordinate with their parents to select an appropriate place for the child to hide and tell the child to stay hidden until someone from the church finds them. Have someone from your crisis response team stationed near the child's location to be sure the child is safe during the drill. Let me see. At the designated time during the service, have a member of the crisis response team announce to the congregation that a missing child drill is now in progress. Tell the congregation you do not believe the child was abducted or in danger, but you need to find the child as quickly as possible. Okay, it says describe to the congregation what the missing child is wearing and instruct them who to contact should they have any information regarding the missing child. Have your crisis response team members and church personnel or on duty conduct a grid sweep of the church building, and if church members are willing to assist, provide specific instructions about how they can participate in the search. Start your timer to see how long it takes to find the missing child. After the child is found, share with the congregation how long it took to find the missing child and what lessons were learned. Okay, so there's that. And then I didn't have this part, did I? Okay. Arm cares. Okay, so that's the part of church emergency planning resources. I think that's everything. So let me close that. I will share this information and where you can find it in the just who's timing people out. Like this is a problem. Like please guys, be careful who you're timing out if you have a wrench, please. This is why we don't need these, because that causes people to leave and feel like they're not welcome here. And I don't want that to happen. Everybody's welcome here. Everybody can have difference of opinion. And we can all learn something together. So they're Funny Face Brenda, I do know. I think they're just regular non-denominational. Yeah, I know you won't, Lady R2. I'll have to go look. I know I didn't think it was you. I'm gonna go see who did that. Who is Little Miss Sunshine? Hold on a second.
Who is Little Miss Sunshine that has a wrench? Tom was also timed out. Guys, if you got timed out over here, I apologize. I'll go fix that right now. Let me see something. Yeah, that's what their name is. I'm going over to. They're not typing. They're just deleting people's comments and being a troll. I don't know how they got a wrench. I'll find out who they are. They changed their name. Yeah, I've got this. Now I found my rogue mod. I know who it is now. Good deal. Thanks for. Yeah, lovely lyrics. I can see you. If they're pocket modding, then that's their problem. I can't deal with that. Shuby Mom said haven't seen her in the chat. Yeah, she's not typing. They're just deleting people. I don't understand that. Rogue mod. Thank you, Shuby Mom. I need to call and talk to you. So can I talk to you? I'll call and talk to you tomorrow. Yeah, that wasn't pocket modding. Pocket modding's when somebody that's a mod has their phone in their pocket and it accidentally deletes people, but that's deleting the same person over and over for the same thing. All right, guys, I'm going to call it right now. We're going to pick this up tomorrow where we left off. I appreciate y'all. I got to go and take care of this situation right now. I appreciate y'all. Let's pray. We'll get out of here. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for what you do in our lives, Lord. And we come to you right now and we lift up Summer Wells and we ask that even though it's been 2 years, there's people that care, that want to see the truth told in this case. And if it does have something to do with the church or these people that were in the church, Lord, let the veil be taken off and let them come out to the light and justice be served on them. Lord, I ask that you bless each and every person that's in here. Let us get to the truth by looking into anybody and everybody. It's not a bad thing. We're not saying that innocent people have done anything wrong, but we are just calling out things that are strange and that don't make sense. God, lead us in all of our ways and let us do the right thing. Let us keep an open heart and not judge and hate people just because of things other people say. Let's make sure we know everything before we do that. Lord, I pray for justice in the Idaho 4 case, Michael Vaughn case, and, God, I just ask that you're just with all your people during these crazy times that we're living in right now, and meet them right where they are, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. All right, that's it for me. Remember, at the end of the day, everybody wants justice, but justice doesn't have to be carried out with hate. Listen, remember to catch us tomorrow. Hey, Sweet Sativa, I'm glad you popped in. Y'all, please check out these past lives. I know I've been doing them late at night, but it's only free time I've had. I will fix that rogue mod for everybody. There's Little Miss Sunshine there. While we're at, I'm going to fix that. All right, guys. Listen, again, I'm Cam. Usually with my wife here is Allie from Cracking Cases. Catch us on the next one. On your way out, please hit that thumbs up. Put your touch DNA on that like button. We greatly appreciate it. That's all we really ask anybody for here. Thank you for the people that gifted memberships. We greatly appreciate that. And look for the notification so that you don't miss our live tomorrow, picking up part 4 of this series, I guess. All right. We love each and every one of y'all. We'll catch you on the next one. Till next time, keep on cracking. God bless.